Okay, so good evening guys and welcome to Wednesday Night Pilates. Thanks for joining me, and for those of you doing on record at a later stage, well, let's start with our stretch band. So take your stretch band out in front of your chest and start to roll your shoulders down and back. Keep the core engaged, just noticing any tightness in your body and any kind of injuries or aches or pains that you've picked up since your last class. And we're just taking those nice big shoulder rolls now, mobilizing the shoulder and the chest area. Okay, so then we'll take a rotation. So starting to rotate from one side to the next and then to the other, and just taking that nice spinal rotation there. Hi Sarah, no worries at all. We're just on the beginning here on the spinal rolls. Okay, we're taking rotation and then into a side stretch, all the way to one side, all the way to the other. Just noticing where it's tight in the body and where we need to kind of get the space into tonight. Okay, so take a step, a hinge forward from the hips, flattening out your spine, lovely straight legs here, all the way back into a shoulder roll, all the way up, all the way back, and last one, all the way over, and all the way back. Super. So we'll begin with our squats. So just leave the band down for the moment and we'll take 10 squats, 2 different poses, standing with the feet hip width apart, draw the belly in, nice tight spine, come down into a squat, come up on the balls of the feet for 10, press through your heels for 9, bring your hips down lovely and low for 8, and for 7, for 6, and for 5. Good work for 4. And 3, last 2, and we're going to pulse on that last one, ready to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give your legs a little shake out. Super work. Take your legs wide on the mat, toes out, heels in. Make sure that when you squat that your knees are just over your ankles. Nice deep squat up onto the balls of the feet for 10, and for 9, and 8, just opening those hips as you come into your deep squat for 7, and for 6, last 5, and 4, 3, and 2, and last one, and pulse, ready to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work, give the legs a little shake out. Let's come into our shoulder and arm work. Taking the band under one foot, and we're going to come into our lateral raise. So just working the tops of the shoulders there. So when you're ready, remember the spine is long, it's going to stay still, the core is engaged, and we're bringing those arms up to shoulder level for 10, and for 9. So you control the band, don't let the band pull you down, for 8, and for 7, for 6, last 5, and 4, 3, for 2, and last one. Okay, coming into your bicep curl, lock your hands around that band a little bit more, lock your elbows into the side of your body, and curl your arms up, ready to go for 10 repetitions. So just feeling the contraction of the bicep muscle there for 9, for 8, and for 7. Back is steady, nothing moving but your arms for 6, and 5, last 4, and 3, for 2, and last 1. Good work. We'll take our tricep now. So tricep extension, lock your elbows into the side of your body, slightly different variation. You can change the leg if that's too much pressure on the front leg. And we're just going to send our arms back, ready to go for 10. So squeeze the muscle at the top of the movement as you straighten your arm for 9, and for 8, and 7, last 6, and 5, 4, 3, for 2, and and last one. So we have 2 more to do. We have our bent over raise and our frontal raise. So arms out to shoulder level, and we're bent over this time. So bent over raise, ready to go for 10. We're working our posture muscles here, working our deltoids for 9, the back of the shoulders, the posterior delts for 9, for 8, for 7, keep going, for 6, this is not an easy one, for 5, and 4, 3, squeezing our shoulder blades together for 2, and for 1, and then finishing with your frontal raise. You can change the leg again if you want there. So arms out in front, arms coming up to shoulder level. Last one for 10, and for 9, for 8, 7, and for 6, and 5, 4, 3, almost there, 2, and for 1. Well done. Now remember, if you really want that kind of arm definition, that arm strength, you're going to be doing that arm and shoulder workout about 3 times a week, as much as you possibly can. Okay, so leave your stretch band. We might need that at a later stage. We're going to begin with Pilates press-ups. So come to the back of your mat. This involves 3 roll-ups, 3 roll-downs, and then 3 press-ups. So slowly draw your chin towards your chest, and then let your spine start to melt downwards. Keep your legs straight for as long as you possibly can, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way down to the mat where maybe eventually you can touch your toes, and you can bend your knees, of course, if you need to. Walk your hands out in 4, 3, 2, and 1, and either you can do 3 full press-ups or drop to your knees and take 3 half press-ups here, which I'm going to do this evening. Ready to go for 3, and for 2, and last one here. And then tuck your toes and walk your hands back to your feet in 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then slowly roll all the way back up through your spine, nice and slow. So we have 2 more of those to do. Okay, and start to roll down. So it's a mobilization of the spine, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Just let your arms kind of ragdoll down till you reach your toes. You can bend your knees. Walk your hands out in 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can take your 3 full press-ups or your half press-ups as you drop to your knees. And then walk your hands back in 4, 3, 2, and 1, and roll all the way back up. So we have one final exercise to do, one final press-up to do. Look up towards the ceiling, roll down through your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae movement, nice and slow with controlled movement. Coming to the floor, stretching the legs, walking it out in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your press-ups for 3, for 2, and for 1, and walk your hands all the way back, and then very slowly roll back up through your spine. With your neck up last. Okay, super work. We're going to take some stretches into the legs. Well done on that, Sarah. Good work. Well done, guys. Okay, so toes out, heels in, and we're going to take a wide leg forward fold. So just facing lengthways on your mat. And slowly hinge from the hips, drawing the belly in, coming down to the mat, bringing your hands around the back of your heels, allowing your neck to relax completely. Let your elbows go nice and wide here and just feel that deep stretch in your legs. You can, of course, take a little bit wider. You can walk your fingernails in line with your toenails and bend your elbows and try and bring the crown of the head down towards the floor for a deeper stretch. And shift the weight into the balls of your feet, less into the heels, and just feel that deep stretch in your glutes, calves, and your hamstrings. So we'll take one more breath here. And then we're going to walk our hands towards our right leg and take a deep bend into the right leg and extend your left leg long. So be careful not to put any pressure on your knee joint. Just take it nice and easy, and if there's any knee issues, just come about halfway on that bend in the knee. You're feeling an inner thigh stretch and a groin stretch in there, and then change over to the other side, and just be mindful of any injuries again around the knee, and just extend the opposite leg long and flex the foot. Okay, so we're going to start with our core work. So when you're ready, come down onto your mat, and we're going to start with our full roll up. So lie down fully and extend your arms overhead, legs long. Dorsiflex your feet, kick your heels out, and then bring your lower back to the mat. Inhale through the nose, and exhale, come all the way up, bend your knees, reach to your toes, stretch out your spine, and then inhale to lengthen, and exhale slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, bring your spine back down to the mat, allowing your shoulders and head and your arms to land last. And again, lower back to the mat. Don't start with a big arch in your lower spine. Bring it down as much as possible. Inhale, exhale, come up. Bend your knees, stretch out that tight spine if you have one. Most of us have a little tightness in the spine. And then reach towards the ceiling to lengthen. And exhale to pull tummy muscles in and land slowly, bone by bone, back down to the mat. We're just going to take 2 or 3 more here. Lower back to the mat. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, come up. Bend your knees, flex forward. Allow your neck to relax completely. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to scoop the tummy in and roll slowly back down. 2 more. Lower back to the mat. Inhale. Maybe take your hands behind your head this time as you come up. Make it a little bit more difficult. See how that fits with your body, and your strength and your energy levels this evening. Hands back behind the head as you roll back down. And then last and final one. Inhale. Exhale, come up, bend those knees, reach to your toes. Inhale to lengthen through the ceiling, and exhale to scoop the tummy in and roll slowly back down. Okay, so from here, just draw your knees in towards your chest and stretch out for a moment and give your back a little gentle stretch out and a rock and sway from side to side. We're going to move straight into our oblique twist. Bringing your knees in towards your chest for the moment, and then bring your knees up over your hips, and flex your spine. Bring your hands behind your head to support your neck. Inhale, exhale, rotate and stretch to one side. Inhale back to center, stretching one leg long and rotating to the other side. So keeping your lower back pressed towards the mat as much as possible, and just keep that rotation movement going. So we'll take about 5 more here. As we twist, rotate, working into our oblique twist for 5. You can, of course, drop your feet to the mat if it's too much for you at the moment, or you can just keep your legs in tabletop for 4. And again, releasing, stretching, rotating from side to side. And 3. Last 2. And last and final one, each side. And well done. Bring your knees into your chest and just check in with your lower back. Make sure that feels good. Okay, so the next one is flexion free. We're going to bring our legs to tabletop and bring your arms maybe out to either side, whatever feels good here, or down by your side, and you're just going to bring your right leg down to the floor. Bring it down to the end of the mat and keep sucking your tummy in, keep sucking your lower back to the mat. Bring it back to tabletop, keeping the knee bent, drop the left knee down, and then back to tabletop and drop the right knee down. So this is flexion free. The next 2 exercises, actually 3 exercises, will be flexion free. So we're just rotating side to side as you drop one leg, and keep your neck and shoulders relaxed. Yeah, you're doing it perfect, Sarah. Keep it going. And dropping one leg, and you've got to really work on pulling your navel towards your spine so your lower back doesn't arch. It may lift a little bit, but just as long as you feel nice and stable, this is going to keep working your abdominals. So we take 4 more to each side. That's 4 to the right, 4 to the left, and 3 to the right. Exhale as you lower, 3 to the left. Make sure you're stepping the leg nice and long forward towards the end of the mat for 2. And last one, really feel this in the tummy muscles, and release back to center. Hug your knees in towards your chest and take a full long body stretch, and we'll add a twist in a moment. Just stretch out and breathe. And then perhaps just walking the feet to either side and dropping the knees to the left and dropping the knees to the right. So our next exercise, as I said, we've got 2 more which are flexion free, so we're going to be just lying down on the floor, and then we'll finish with the flexion based exercise. So stretch your legs up towards the ceiling, and we're going to lower one leg down, straight leg, keep bringing the lower back to the mat, inhale back up, exhale the other leg. So just a straight leg drop, keeping the head and shoulders down on floor. Moving from side to side. We've done 3 almost on each side. Going to do 3 more, and then we're going to hug the knees into the chest. So lower down for 3. Remember the exhale breath, big exhale as you lower down the leg. And for 2, keep the leg straight as possible, both of them, as much as you can. Might need to bend them a little bit for your hamstrings. And probably about 1 more to each side. And you're going to really tighten up that tummy to keep your core strong and stable. And release. Well done. Knees to chest, release it out. Our last abdominal exercise is our reverse crunch, and then we'll finish with the 100. So this is the last flexion-free one. Crisscross your legs, your ankles, and keep your knees in tabletop. Hands down by your side. Just watch your lower back on this one, Sarah, just in case there's any twinges. Inhale, and on your exhale, lift your hips off the mat. Just a little hip lift, doesn't have to be too much. We'll take 8. Doesn't have to be huge. Just bring your legs back to tabletop. You don't need to stretch your legs fully out for 7. Just a small lift for 6. And you pull your tummy muscles in as you lift for 5. And 4. And for 3. Last 2. And last 1. Okay, super. Relax for a moment. Take any instinctive movements your body wants you to take here. Stretch it out. And we're going to finish with our 100. You can, of course, use your stretch band if you want to. Drape it around your thighs or your shins, or hold it around the feet. I'm just going to keep my legs in tabletop for my 100. You can do whichever variation you want, legs straight or legs in tabletop, or indeed feet on the floor if you want. So, shoulders up, chin tucked. You're going to be holding the back of your neck if you have any tension in your neck with both hands. Don't worry about pumping the arms. And ready to go. Take an inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 20. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 30. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 40. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 50. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 60. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 70. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 80. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 90. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 100. Well done. Bring your knees in towards your chest and take a little gentle rock and sway from side to side. So that's all our abdominal work done. So we're just going to take a couple of stretches before we move our position on the mat. Just take a full long body stretch. And we're going to add a twist in a moment just to really release out the back, lower back. So from here, just bring your legs back into center of the mat and bend your knees, and then cross your right leg over your left, nice and tight. Cross the right leg over the left. Lift the hips to the right and drop both knees to the left side. Keep both shoulder blades down on the mat. So the right leg is on top of the left and you're dropping the knees to the left. And try and stack your top hip over your lower hip and just feel that lovely stretch around the back of the hip and the spine and into the waist area. So just take a moment there to breathe. And then come back to center and we'll change over to the other side. So crossing the left over the right now and dropping the hips to the left and reaching the legs to the right. So just a nice supine twist here, and try and stack that top hip over the lower hip. Okay, so roll on up to the top of the mat and we're going to take our cat and cow. And we'll take a little bit of a rotation. We'll do a different rotation this evening. So we'll start with our rotation actually. So we're going to extend. Let me see. We're going to cross. Yeah, we'll cross the left leg over the right, nice and tight. And we're going to take our right hand to the outside of the left thigh and twist and look over your left shoulder. So the left leg is crossed over the right. We're going to be doing both sides anyway, so don't worry too much. The left leg is crossed over the right and we're twisting to the left. And just twist from the belly, twist from the waist. Try and keep your spine as tall and long as possible here. As you twist a little bit deeper. And then we're just going to twist the other way. You don't need to change the legs yet. We're just going to twist to the other way. Keep your spine long and tall, and you're taking that left elbow to the inside of the left knee and just looking over that right shoulder now as we twist to the right. And we are, of course, going to change the legs now. So come back to center, and we'll bring the left leg under and the right leg over as we take the left arm to the outside of the right leg. Just twist. Make sure both sit bones are down on the mat. And then release and change to the other side. So just a slightly different seated twist. So you can release then, and we're going to come into cat and cow. And we always do cat and cow. It's a great way to warm up the pelvis, the spine and the shoulders. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, hip and shoulder distance apart. And if you want to take the hands the other way around, that's okay. Just fingers facing the body here. Just to get a deeper stretch into the wrists and the forearms. So when you're ready, inhale, and on your exhale, draw your belly in and round your spine, tucking your chin, looking through your knees towards the back of your mat in your cat stretch. And then we're going to come the opposite direction. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, look forward, and draw your shoulder blades together here and lifting the chest upwards and rolling the hips away from the ribs. And then again, just flowing through your cat as you exhale and round and scoop your tummy muscles in, flexing your spine and tucking your pelvis into posterior pelvic tilt as you draw your pubic bone towards your belly button. And then inhale, roll the hips away from the ribs, and again, just press the pubic bone away and send the tailbone up and back, send the hips up, draw the shoulder blades together. We're going to take one more there on each one as we exhale and round through your spine. And then inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Looking forward and release. Okay, so a little bit of glute work. We're going to raise our right leg, staying on all fours. We're going to raise our right leg, point the foot up towards the ceiling and keeping your back really steady. Imagine you have a little cup of water on your back. We're going to pulse up here for 10. Bend the knee, that's it. Use the glutes, use the hamstrings for 9. Keep your back steady for 8. And for 7, for 6. And 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now a little bit of lateral movement, just bring the leg out to the side and then bring it back into center for 10. Keep the back steady for 9. And 8, so this is good movement for our hip, it's not a movement we're used to, for 7. And for 6, for 5, and 4, 3, for 2. We're using our strength in our shoulders and our arms to support us here. Last one, well done. Just give your hips a little shake. You can even sit back to child's pose there for a minute if you wish. Just take a breath or two here in child's pose with the knees apart and the toes touching, letting the belly rest and maybe the forehead come down to the mat. And then we're going to come back up onto all fours when you're ready. So left leg lifts now, so bend the knee to a 90-degree angle, point the toe up towards the ceiling. Imagine a little bowl of water on your back, you're not going to spill it, and you're going to just lift that leg ever so slightly for 10. But you do feel a tight contraction in the glute muscles at the top of the hip, in the buttocks. For 10, for 9, for 8, and 7, for 6, and 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then we're just going to fire hydrant out to the side, bring that leg out to the side for 10, bring it in for 9, keep the back steady for 8, and for 7, and 6, last 5, for 4, 3, 2, and for 1. Well done, good work. Just sit back in your heels for a moment. And we're going to come into a low plank in a moment. So just sit back on the heels, stretch it out, stretch the glutes a little bit. And then we're going to come into a low plank. So just coming onto your elbows. With your elbows, the alignment is important. The elbows are directly under your shoulders. Tuck your toes and lift your knees into a low plank. You can drop your knees in your plank if you want at any stage. And we're just going to tip our body weight forwards and backwards for 10, and for 9, for 8 and 7, 6 and 5. Pull your tummy in nice and tight here for 4, 3, 2 and 1. Come fully down to the floor and relax for a moment. Bring your hands in line with your chest, so your fingernails are in line with your tops of your shoulders. Hug your elbows in, press your feet to the floor. We're not lifting the legs. Inhale, draw your tummy inwards, tuck your pubic bone a little bit towards the floor, and exhale, float your arms, float your chest off the mat. So the hands lift off the mat, the chest lifts. Inhale, hold, and exhale to release and soften. And again, inhale, tummy in, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, exhale, release. Just 2 more. Inhale, navel to spine, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, exhale, release. And last one before we change it up. Inhale, tummy in, exhale, up, lift a little deeper, perhaps keep those feet on the floor. Inhale, hold, and exhale, release. Bring your hands behind your back and interlace them. Press the heel of the hand together. Try and keep them there. Legs together. As you lift your chest and your legs off the mat, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Try and lift your chest as much as possible. So ready to go. Inhale, exhale, float your chest, float your legs off the mat. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release your cheek down to one side. Now use this as an opportunity to work on your posture, drawing back any roundness in the shoulders. And again, inhale, exhale, float your legs, float your chest up, keep your neck long. So just look about a foot ahead of you, gaze down, release back down to the floor, rest your cheek to the other side. And again, inhale, exhale, up, inhale, hold, exhale, release. And last and final one, inhale, exhale, up, inhale, hold, and release. Super work. Give your hips a little shake from left to right, hands to your chest, child's pose. With your knees apart, your big toes to touch, sit back in your heels, that's our spine work done. Extend your arms forward. Just take a little bit of time in child's pose. We'll take a couple of variations here as we rest on the mat. You can extend the arms out in front and then slowly walk both hands towards the top left corner of the mat. Take your right hand, place it over your left, and keep your right sit bone glued to your right heel. And then walk them to the opposite side and take that lovely stretch on the other side where you keep the left sit bone down and reach your arms, both of them, to the right. And then we're going to take the hands back to the toes and curl up into a little ball here and just round into the lumbar spine. So really work on the lumbar spine, rounding here, flexion. And release, sit up on the heels, and we'll do a spine twist. So just sitting up on the heels into our spine twist now, and then we'll just take a quick sip of water before we move on to some spinal flexion. So sitting up when you're ready, we'll extend arms out to either side. We'll bend our left arm and sit nice and tall. Inhale and exhale, rotate to your right for 3, deeper for 2, and deeper for 1. You keep your right elbow in the gaze. Okay, back to center, change over the arms, the left elbow bends, and rotate to the left for 3, for 2, and for 1. Just make sure you do 3 to each side. Sorry, I may have mixed up the lefts and the rights there because I'm mirroring you. So 3, 2, and 1. So you're going to feel this work around your shoulder blades, your posture muscles. Go to the other side for 3. Deeper for 2, you're looking at your elbow. Deeper for 1. Release, keep your arms level. Keep the distance the same, don't close off. 3, 2, and 1. And back through center for 3, 2, and 1. Release your shoulders and just relax for a moment. Well done. Take a sip of water if you have some water there. We're going to move into side plank and then some spinal flexion. So side plank works our obliques, remember, and we're going to do a rotation with it this evening. So come onto either your hand or your elbow if you want to take a low side plank or high side plank. A low side plank, your elbow is stacked under your shoulder. Now remember, you can always drop your bottom knee if you're struggling at any point. You can just drop that bottom knee. It's going to take a huge amount of weight off the body. Okay, and then obviously if you're doing a high plank, your hand is stacked under your shoulder. I'm going to do a high plank for the moment. You can choose which one you want to do. Ready to go. We're taking a rotation here. So we're scooping that top arm under and then coming back for 8. So looking up towards the hand and for 7. The feet are kind of stacked one over the other for 6. Feeling the work in our waist, which is really important. Our waist muscles rotate the torso for 5. And for 4, not just rotating the arm, rotating the belly button for 4. And for 3. For 2. And last one. Drop the knee and slowly come down. Well done. A lot of work on the shoulders and arms there as well. So just flip over to the other side of the mat and we'll work on the other side. If you have any shoulder injuries, remember you don't have to do this one and sit this one out. You can do an oblique twist or something that's going to work your waist muscles. So either take a low plank or a high plank and change to the other side. Inhale, look up, exhale, rotate for 8. Nice and slow and controlled, no rushing for 7. And for 6. And for 5. Last 4. And for 3. For 2. And last one. Okay, super, drop the knee and then come slowly back down. So the knee was already dropped, that's fine. And we'll work into our spinal flexion. So give the arms and shoulders a little shake out. You're going to extend your legs in front of you and we'll do spine stretch forward. Stretch out your arms, flex your feet a little bit, bend your knees. Inhale, and on your exhale, send your arms forward. Keep your arms up to shoulder level. Keep reaching your chest forward. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release. We'll roll down this time. Inhale, exhale, start to roll down the neck, the upper spine, the middle, and then push your body weight forwards, hinging from the hips, drawing the belly in. Reach a little bit more forward now. Maybe you can go a little deeper and your arms are still up around shoulder level. Inhale and release back. And last one, and we're going to drop down on the last one and just hold around the toes. Inhale, exhale, reach forward, reach, 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 and then drop your hands around your toes. And relax your shoulders, let your neck relax completely. And just hold it here for a breath or 2. Just feeling that lovely stretch of your spine, relaxing your neck completely. And then slowly roll all the way back up. Or we're going to set the legs out to either side and take a full saw here this evening. So, little bend in both the knees, extend the legs long, open up the chest, inhale. Exhale, rotate your left arm towards your right leg, inhale. And maybe go a little deeper. And then exhale, come back to center. We're going to do the same on the other side. Inhale, exhale, rotate the right arm towards the left leg. You can, of course, bend both your knees if you want. Now keep both sit bones down. Whichever side you're reaching to, don't let the opposite sit bone come up. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, reach to the other side again. Both sit bones remain on the floor. Don't let the opposite one come up as you fold down towards that opposite leg. And then release, come back up. And then go to the other side, and we have one more to do on each side. This is a full saw. We generally do a half saw, and I think full saw is actually probably a little bit harder. And release over to the opposite side. Just bringing that chest onto the thigh. Spinal flexion and rotation here. Okay, release back to center. And then we'll bring the legs together. Sorry, keep the legs apart, and we're just going to extend the arms forward, and we're getting a lovely deep stretch into the hamstrings here. So just breathing, getting our hamstring stretch, flexing the feet, pressing the back of your knees to the floor. And well done. We'll now take a side stretch. Take your index, your middle finger around your right big toe and float your left arm up and over. Nice big side stretch, stretching out any tightness around the left side of the body, and then release, and we'll change over to the other side, taking your fingers around your big toe on the left, Floating your right arm up and over, big side stretch. Maybe going a little deeper. And release. So we just have our saw to do. So just release your legs, give them a little shake out there. And we'll lie down on the mat. Sorry, did I say saw? Our bridge to do. So we're just going to lie down on the mat and walk your heels in towards your sit bones. And relax your neck and shoulders. Nothing under your neck except for your mat. Hands down by your side, and then lift your tailbone, lift your lower spine, your middle, all the way up into your bridge. Press through your heels, and just feel the strength coming from the back of the body and the opening from the front of the body. So really press through the heels. Maybe take your hands onto your hips and lift your hips a little higher. Come onto the flat of your shoulder blades. Roll your left and your right shoulder blade under. And just see if you can get a little bit more out of that. Remember, your knees are no wider than the hips. You're pushing your knees forward as opposed to out to the side. And breathe. Let's take some toe taps here, or some heel lifts, raising your right heel off the mat, then placing it down and lifting your left heel. And then you can start some full toe taps if you wish, raising the full foot, alternating each side off the mat. We'll take 5. Bridge strengthens our spine, it works the glutes and the hamstrings, it works the whole back of the body for 4, and for 3, for 2, and last one. Okay, so take your hands away and then roll slowly back down to the mat, landing the upper, the middle, the lower, and finally your tailbone down to the mat. Draw the knees in towards the chest. And we'll come into a glute stretch here. So just take a little gentle rock and sway from side to side. And then we're going to place the right knee down on the floor, right foot down on the floor, and cross your left ankle over your right knee, creating a little diamond space between them, and then pulling both knees towards you, just stretching out your glutes. We've worked hard on them this evening in our squats and in our glute kicks and in our bridge as well. So just drawing the knee towards you, and then change over across the right ankle over the left knee, and pull both knees towards you again on that. And we'll bring the knees in towards the chest and start to roll up towards the top of the mat. Take a couple of rolling like a ball if that's comfortable for you. Scooping in the tummy, just rolling back to the shoulder blades. And last one, rolling back, rolling forward, and coming to sit with the legs crisscrossed. Good work. Okay, take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh and twist and look over that right shoulder. Again, twist. Every time we twist, we use our side muscles, and it's really good for our digestive system and getting rid of toxins from the body. Release and change to the other side. And come back to center. Okay, so bring the legs together and we'll roll on up through the spine. Try to bring your chest onto your thighs, and keep your chest onto your thighs as you slowly roll all the way up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Straighten your legs when you need to, and come all the way up into an upright position, bringing the neck up last. So then we'll float the arms up overhead and bring the palms of the hands over the crown of the head. Take the left wrist in the right hand and reach up and over to your right, getting a deep stretch on the left side. And then inhale through center, change the wrists, reach over to the left, getting a deep stretch to the right side of the body. And then finally coming back to center, bringing the hands behind, opening the chest and just lifting forward and drawing back any roundness from the front of the body. And then release the hands, and you are done for this evening. So good luck to you guys doing that on record. Let me know how you get on with that.